What is up, y'all? Today is day 19 of Conquering the World, and I am pretty excited to announce that my website is coming out in hopefully a week and a half. And I'm thinking of like for the preliminary concept of it. It's gonna be a shop with different items and stuff, some prints, some art prints that I make, and I want. I'm not sure if I want you to know, but I want myself to know. It's not really about making money, like selling products, selling physical products and making money from my art. It's not really about that. What it is really about is having a digital footprint, in the sense that having a place where people say, what do you do? And I can point to this, right? And really, it's super, super young in its birth right now. It could blast off into a million different ideas. And that's what I think is the point of it. Because if someone says, what do you do? And they point to it, and then they're like, oh, you make art products. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, do you make a decent amount of income from it? And I'm not gonna. I'm probably gonna say no or whatever, yes, but it's not about that. It's not about making all this money. Even if I have three prints up, coming up for it. Even if that falls flat, it's like, who cares? Because in reality, I don't want to be someone who sells products. I want to be someone who creates art. If this is the pathway to that, then so be it. But I just want my soul to know, because it's not really about you knowing. It's about me being aware that no matter how well this website does, it's not about having a website. It's not about, people buying my stuff. It's about me being able to just create stuff, I don't know. I just want to make that known, because I was thinking about that yesterday. I was like, what if I make this website and it's a complete failure, literally doesn't work. And I was thinking, it's not going to make me feel good, but it's also not going to be the end of it. I'm not going to, this website's not going to fail. If this website fails, I'm not going to be like, all right, that means I quit on my passions and just go back to being a regular dude. I'm literally not going to, that's not going to happen. Okay. Yeah, so the point of this video is just for me to say to you, when you take steps in the way you want your life to, turn, you have to put a decent amount of, let me just rewind. When you take steps to obtain a life you want, it's going to be difficult, to say the least, of actually getting there, okay? I don't want you to put too much pressure on it and be like, I have to do all this stuff to get it, because that's not going to help either. But I want you to understand, when you do the best you can do and it doesn't happen, it doesn't work out, that doesn't mean you quit. That means you do it again in a different way. And I just want to emphasize, you're not trying to force the pieces together and make it work. What you're trying to do is slightly, what's that word? I just wanted the word. You just want to slightly pivot, your plan, and see if this little change works. All right, that didn't work. I'm gonna pivot back over here a little bit more this way. All right, that didn't work. All right, I think I know what to do now. And you pivot, and you're like, all right, I got it. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say to you in this moment. Your dreams, your passions, your desires aren't gonna just occur because you did it. You got it off the bat. You got it off the second bat. You got it off the third bat. Me and you both know inventions, like an app, takes hundreds of tries to get right till there's a lot of users and everything, and it's popping. Why is that not the same for your vision? Your vision's going to be good the first 10 times, the first 20 times, the first 30 times, the first 50 times, the first 100 times. That's what I'm trying to tell you right now. Don't quit. Don't quit. Okay? You got what it takes as long as you're consistent. And in the idea of being consistent, I think one thing you need to do to conquer the world is implement new habits that help bolster your focus, your productivity. It's not all about productivity. That's the ideas we get from a capitalistic world. But let's just start small. Okay, let's start small. What's one habit you can realistically implement every day for the next 14 to 30 days, right? For me, very simply, I'm going to try to start sleeping from 12 to 8 a.m. Goal is to get 7 hours of sleep, and 12 to 8 is just the rough parameters. Honestly, I'm trying to start sleeping as early as 10 and waking up as early as maybe 5 or 6, right? Obviously, you have 8 hours in bed, 7 hours of sleep. That's pretty good. I feel pretty confident about that. And let's see how good it goes. Aside from all that, let's not forget, I'm the Cicada. Cicada Revolt, New Year's Eve day. Cicada Revolt, be the change you want to be in this world. Because if you never take the steps to obtain, to change, to try to maneuver around the systems in place to keep you stuck mentally and both physically, but more importantly mentally, in those ideas that I'm not enough, I am not able, and I don't have the ability to, you are able to achieve whatever you want if you make the right equation to get out of your situation, okay? Because obviously I'm not gonna say you believe in what you want and you can get it. No, you believe in what you want, you obtain knowledge, you apply the knowledge in a certain way, and then maybe you have a chance to break through the system, okay? I just want to be very, very realistic in the sense that you trying to break out of the system is not going to be easy because they didn't make it easy. The matrix is hard to break out of. I hate using that word because it's so, not politicized, but, so stigmatized nowadays with certain people and people in pop culture. But yeah, have a good one. I believe in you. You keep doing your best, okay? Ciao.